One day, as Jesus was walking along with his disciples, he encountered a man who had been blind from birth. The man sat by the roadside, wrapped in a humble cloak, his face lifted to the sound of voices and footsteps around him. This man had lived his whole life in darkness, depending on the generosity of others and the hope that someday he might find healing. As Jesus passed by, the man called out,
"Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me."
His voice was filled with urgency and a powerful faith, despite his years of struggle. The disciples looked at the man, questioning in their hearts why he was blind and wondering if it was due to sin or misfortune. But Jesus, seeing into the hearts of both the blind man and his disciples, turned to them and said, "This happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him." With compassion in his eyes, Jesus walked up to the man and knelt beside him. He looked intently at the man, knowing the depths of his faith. Then, Jesus did something surprising. He spit on the ground and mixed his saliva with the dirt, creating clay. Gently, he applied this clay to the man's eyes. "Go," Jesus said, "wash in the pool of Siloam." The blind man, without hesitation, obeyed. His heart raced with a strange, unfamiliar anticipation. As he made his way to the pool, people whispered and stared, watching him stumble but persist on his journey of faith. Finally, he reached the water, knelt down, and began to wash the mud from his eyes. As the water trickled down his face, something miraculous happened. Light broke through the darkness. He blinked, disoriented, as shapes and colors filled his vision for the first time. The world that had been a mystery to him unfolded before his eyes, the sky, the trees, the faces of people around him. In joy and awe, he stood up, his heart bursting with gratitude and wonder. The man returned to his village, where people could hardly believe their eyes. They began to ask each other, "Isn't this the man who used to sit and beg?" Some insisted it was him, while others doubted, saying, "No, it just looks like him." But the man spoke up, his voice firm and joyful, "I am the man." They asked him, "Then how were your eyes opened?" He replied, "The man they call Jesus made some mud and put it on my eyes. He told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and then I could see." The miracle of the blind man's healing spread quickly, and people marveled at the power of Jesus. When asked about his healer, the man who once lived in darkness declared with faith, "Jesus healed me. He brought light into my life." For this man, who once knew only darkness, the miracle was not just the gift of sight but a spiritual awakening. Jesus had done more than heal his physical blindness. He had opened his soul to a new life of faith, hope, and love. This miracle of healing the blind man is a powerful symbol of transformation and spiritual awakening. The man's faith opened the way for him to receive a miracle, teaching that belief and obedience are pathways to divine grace. Through this act, Jesus showed that he was not only a healer of bodies but also a healer of hearts and souls, bringing light to those living in darkness, both physically and spiritually.